Hi guys, this is Dethan here. This is my 1991 Dodge W250 and I broke it. It won't move. I think I broke the input shaft, so I'm going to have to make a little better decision on what I put in there. It has a billet shaft at the moment, but we're going to have to go bigger. And it's a 47 RH with a 47 or 48 gear train mostly, and mostly 47 style clutch setups. So we're going to be getting a bigger front drum, better input, not sure where I'm going with quite yet, and a 29 spline RE billet output shaft. But that's going to mean I'm going to have to use an RE rear housing instead of the 46 RH rear housing it has now. So we're going to have to switch that over, and they're about 4.5 inches shorter, so we'll have to get the drive shafts changed for that. Won't be a big deal though. I got a place locally that does a pretty good job on those, so we'll get that done after we get those out. And it's a full manual valve body at the moment. That's the way it's going to stay. I'm going to reuse the front case and just make it better. Right now it's got all billet shafts, so we're just going to be going bigger on the input and output shaft. Billet intermediate's going to stay, and it should party good after that. The truck is a 12 valve. This is the third engine that's in it. The first was the original VE pump. I turned up a bit. It ran pretty good, but either the injection pump or injector started going out on it. It was missing, and I didn't want to mess with it all, so I got a core P-pump engine, P-pumped it, had a ton of fun there. Went to a little bigger S300 turbo and just kept turning it up until it made about 100 pounds of boost on the stock head gasket and cracked the block. Now it is a pretty well built 12 valve. It waggler rods, all machining, done well, and I ported the head a bit. It's fire ringed and has a two S400s, 467.7 by Stainless, and a forced inductions S488. So it runs pretty good and likes to break things now. So later down the line, I have a body swap for this truck, and I got to get some parts together yet for it. It's going to be pretty unique, and I want to 4-link it front and rear. I want to use a pretty race car pro street type rear suspension that works good on the street, kind of something between a normal truck parallel 4-link and a low prep 4-link for cars. So we'll be able to do that. I think I'm gonna have to design most of the plates and get them cut out, and but that's for a long time in the future. But we'll see what we can get done with this truck. We'll get the trans out, and we'll get the drive shaft sent out, and we'll make this thing work again. Okay, there's one. Gotta get these taped up, get these sent out. The front's gonna have to be 4 inches shorter, and the rear's gonna have to be 4 inches longer. Get you guys in here. This is a 47 RH, so I could get lockup. I had to move these mounts back a hole here. I had to make a hole. This thing's just terribly oily. Slid them all the way back here because the adapter plate's so much thicker for a lockup converter. So I'm gonna have to go to an RE so I can get a 29 spline output shaft. This will be the case I'll probably end up using. It's quite a bit shorter than the RH style. It doesn't matter because this has a manual valve body in it, so it doesn't use the governor in the back either way. But as you can see, this one's quite a bit longer. The bolts up right there are where that mounts. So my T-case is going to get shorter. The T-case has already been modified for a 29 spline input because I broke that too. This has a billet one. I haven't broke that yet, but this thing is going to want to, so that's what I'm going to change. But we're getting it out to do all that. So just getting you guys up to speed. Now next I'm going to take this mount out so I can get the back of the transgut down and get the T-case out of here. So get after it. So those are a bit of a pain to get out because normally they come through these holes, but they're right on the step there. Now I'm gonna have to make a new mount for this completely for that other case, but we'll get to that later. For right now, I'll take this off. All that, take the pressure off this, pop it out. These little stubby wrenches work great on T-cases. Maybe I need it. That shouldn't even be broke. When it falls, it's just a feet now. Oh, that's probably holding some of it. You got to take the four-wheel drive linkage off. I figure out what the hell that was, and I said that it didn't move. That's how hold right there. So this T-case here has already been converted to a 29 spline output. The 23 spline. This is an auto T-case to manual NV4500. I just have it in there backwards. So manual T-case, auto truck. But I'm gonna go to a bigger output shaft like this guy here. This is out of 68. They come stock with the same size as a manual, but they make this for a 47 RE or 48 RE main output shaft, so that's what I'm going to go to. We'll see if that'll hold. All right, pulling the cross member out. This work. I kind of made it captive because I did make some clearance for the front drive shaft. This area. How's making the trans go back an inch? I did need more room on the front drive shaft on the cross member here because if you picked it up on the lift with these are newer springs and they're either like 1.5 inch or 2 inch lift because the fronts were sagging way before. So the front drive shaft picking it up on the lift here would hit the front cross member. I might have been able to do that going down the road. So that's why I welded in like a little patch relief for the drive shaft. my little front drive shaft cut out right here for the cross member. But the trans is wide open. This does have the 4-wheel drive linkage mounted to the trans. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but that will have to be changed for the other housing. Might be able to still use this. I might have to change to some linkage that mounts to the floor, like a second gen or something. Not sure yet. I also have to change the RE housing because the RH housing, well, I think only 46 RH housings have a little, they're supposed to have a relief here, but because the T-case holds ATF in the front part of it, just for the splines and the coupling, you don't need to run a seal on these. Normally they'll have a seal, and then it's all dry between here, and it's a little thin for whatever moisture and whatnot on later trucks, but on the NP205 first gens, that little gap's closed, so either I'll have to weld or JB weld it or something just to close that up. Focus here. Not a lot of light here, but you can see this bracket here. That is the factory hole. That's basically how much longer the trans is. I welded this on extra and drilled all the right holes. That's the only factory one left. And that's just to put the shifter in the right spot on the floor. Otherwise, you can't quite get all the 4-wheel drive modes because it's not long enough. It'll hit the floor of the truck. I never actually worked on the truck since I put the exhaust on. I built the exhaust around the trans and engine when it was all in. So it's kind of nice seeing that that's considered easy to work on. That is a problem with some of the exhaust kits on, well, any truck really, but they can kind of get in the way of everything. So I am glad I did a fairly decent job at making it not impossible to work around. So that's all out of the way. And if you can see in a couple of spots, it is V-banded. The exhaust is actually like 4 pieces, 2 downpipe pieces, a midsection, and then whatever tailpipe you have on it. Right now it has a bed stack. Tried everything, hood stack, bed stack, and don't like any of it. I got a light in here. This is where I can get to the convertible, so I gotta pull those 2 10 mils out. And I'll have someone watch for me as I go around this truck. Some trucks, later trucks, you can get an air ratchet in there, but I've had the most luck with a swivel. A swivel and a really way too long extension to get to these ones, so it's kind of a pain. So I'm going to grab these top bolts and then get the trans jack under it. This truck's kind of hard now because it's rotted and the cab sits low, but with the trans dropped down under its own weight, it's not too terrible. None of these hold anything on this truck except the one on this side with the dipstick. And there, pry bar on the little piece that bolts to the trans. You can just smack it with the back of your hand. Usually they pop out pretty good that way. Anyway, there we go. Might have to figure out something different for these. They make a flexible one, then you can run it where you want. Might have to do that. Glass bowl. Ooh, maybe something different for that. Now these are long bolts, but they just go into the aluminum. Not super tight. Thinking about getting this pan powder coat and match the top of the engine. We'll see. All right, we should be out. Easy as pie. All right, let's go over to the bench and see what's wrong with this thing. We're on the bench now. I'm gonna pull this converter and see what's wrong with this thing. That is what's wrong with it, right there. Let's see how ruined it is. Well, the one part wants to stay in the converter. That's okay. I think I'm gonna go with a sander shaft for this thing. Might go with I think it's Sonics, maybe. Makes a smart shaft. Those work pretty good too. I think the sander shaft's a little bit bigger, but I think you pay for it too, so we'll see. But yeah, the stock size one isn't gonna hold it. So that means we're making some pretty good power. Pump out. This truck, I did end up putting a 48 pump in it. It was pretty hard to find, so hopefully I didn't wreck that because this pump actually works really good, being it's a 12 valve and makes such grunt at low RPM. But I might not have. Get this pump gear trim. Have to loosen up the second gear band. I'm not going to be the one putting it back together, so if it looks like I'll take it apart, that's the problem. This is the right way to take this apart, but I just want to see what's going on. And drop all the pieces down from the front band into the pan. I'll get those later. But that thing in there don't look too bad. Doesn't look bad. Front drum. We're gonna have to upgrade this front drum too. It's only a 47 style. Even the 48 style has more clutch area, but I'm gonna have to try to get a big front drum for it. We'll take it apart here and see what it looks like in there. This truck probably makes a good 1,000 horse, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in the front drum, and they got a little heat on them. That one there. Might have put it in that way. Because it did have some problems. We were testing some things and it didn't work right. So actually it ate a pump and the whole front drum and everything, and we might have reused the clutches. So that could have been why they have a little heat on them, but those don't look bad. So really, just an input shaft. Billet intermediate. I think I'm going to go to a roller style gear train just for fun. Really doesn't need it, but just for fun. Everything else looks in really good shape, so yeah, we'll get this thing fixed.